Hello, Barcelona fans. I am Pedro, and before starting this much-needed analysis, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comments below. Your support is vital for us to continue bringing content from a Barcelona perspective, always defending our colors with pride. Let's go. Look, what came out in Brazil about Barcelona's supposed interest in Rodrigo is not just a bad joke, it's a real lack of respect for the project we are building. Since when does Barcelona have to look at Real Madrid's bench to strengthen itself? Have we forgotten who we are? This is not just any club, it's Barcelona. Here, we don't need to look at the neighbor to find talent because we already have pure gold at home. And yes, I'm talking about young players with audacity, with natural talent, who don't hide, who make magic on the flank. Players who don't live in anyone's shadow, who don't need Mbappe or Bellingham to get injured to shine. Unlike Rodrigo, we have real prodigies here who are already making an era. I blush with shame seeing some media fuel this false narrative that Rodrigo could be a target for Barcelona. With what face would a player who embraced the Madrid badge come here? A player who has made clearly anti-Barcelona statements? Do they think the Camp Nou supporters will forget all that just for 4 dribbles and a goal in the Champions League? Come on, please, don't sell us short. Barcelona is not desperate like others who have to fish in Brazil every year hoping one of them will be good. We have a La Masia that continues to produce pure, unalienable talent that fears no one. And of course, as always, the Madrid press is delighted with this story because they know it's a way to divert attention from their own internal problems. Why don't they talk about the fact that Rodrigo is uncomfortable, that he doesn't like the secondary role he has, that every time there is a new signing, he seems more faded? Because let's be honest, if Madrid could profit from him, they would do it gladly. But that said, let them not tell us now that Barcelona is begging to take one of their players. Here, no one begs anyone. Here, we choose, and Rodrigo is not on that list. I ask all the Barcelona fans watching me, do we really want a player who has been part of the white circus, one who celebrates goals against us as if it were a world final? What message would we send to our youth academy, to our youngsters, if we signed someone like him? No, Barcelona fans, this does not match our identity. It makes no sporting, institutional, or emotional sense. Rodrigo, as good as he may be, does not come close to what we have in attack. There is no comparison. The difference in talent, dribbling, imagination is abysmal. And it's not just me saying this. The technicians say it, the data says it, every supporter with 2 eyes and a bit of memory says it. We have a rough diamond who is already a global star, who shines in the national team and who will conquer the world. Why look at Madrid's bench where even Rodrigo is not an undisputed starter? Moreover, what kind of signing are we talking about? Because here, it's not just unfeasible because of the contract, but also by simple common sense. Do they really think Florentino will allow one of his players to join Barcelona? Please, if it were up to him, not even the ball boys could change clubs. The anti-Barcelona clause in Rodrigo's contract is not just a legal obstacle, it's a declaration of war, and we will beg nothing from anyone, especially not from the eternal rival. That's why I find it ridiculous that some in the board or in the media close to the club even consider this possibility. We don't need patches, we need coherence. We are forming a team with a clear model, with an identity, with commitment. Rodrigo represents the opposite, a white marketing bet, a player who shines from time to time but who has neither the leadership nor the consistency to be a star at Camp Nou. And since we're talking about Madrid, I'd like to know how some merengues feel offended by this rumor, as if we were stealing the Ballon d'Or from them. Relax, if we wanted to take a player from their squad, it wouldn't be Rodrigo, but we don't want to and it doesn't interest us. Let them keep him, let them continue dreaming that one day he will be an undisputed starter. Meanwhile, in Barcelona, we see how our youngsters conquer Europe, how we are respected for our game, not for the millions spent on media signings. Barcelona does not need to make absurd moves to excite the fans. We already have the excitement at home, in every game, in every dribble, in every pass that reminds us that real football is not bought, it's formed. Rodrigo may have a nice dribble, but here, we need more. Vision, intelligence, commitment to the club, and above all, Barcelona spirit. Because even if some media want to hype him up as if he were the new global phenomenon, here in Barcelona, we know very well what we have at home and we say it with pride. We don't need to look across the street to recruit talent because the talent is already here, because the future of football does not wear the white jersey, but ours, the Blaugrana. It is curious to see that when a Madrid player is linked to Barcelona, the merengue fans get nervous. They start talking about clauses, contracts, betrayals, and even warn Florentino about their badge. Relax, no one here wants to sign Rodrigo. At least, not the tasteful Barcelona fans. The interest mentioned by some Brazilian media, sincerely, seems more like a maneuver to inflate the player's ego than anything else. And of course, it also serves for Madrid to feel important again because let's be honest, what could Rodrigo bring to Barcelona that we don't already have? Do they really think a player who lives in the shadow of other Madrid cracks, who has had up and down seasons and who has never been the axis of his team, would come to revolutionize the Barcelona attack? Please, this is not FIFA, this is Barcelona. And here, the jersey weighs heavily. We demand creativity, game vision, personality, not just running on the flank and chasing lost balls. And don't be mistaken, Barcelona fans, this type of rumor often seeks to destabilize or generate absurd debates within our fan base, as if we didn't have enough to do with the emergence of young talents who are the pride of Europe. Madrid has always lived obsessed with masking its internal crises by putting names on the table. Today, it's Rodrigo, tomorrow it will be another, but the story is the same. They don't know how to look inward, and that's why they always end up spending millions on signings who don't feel the jersey. Moreover, at what point did Barcelona become a refuge for merengue substitutes? Because if we have learned one thing in recent years, it's that Barcelona's DNA is not bought, it's formed. And that's what sets us apart. While other clubs have to pull out the checkbook to invent idols, we create them with work, the youth academy, and a clear idea of football. Players who understand what it means to wear this jersey, who know what it's like to grow up with the dream of playing at Camp Nou, of making the fans vibrate with every touch of the ball. That's why, Barcelona fans, let's not fall into the trap. Let's not be sold a bill of goods from Brazil, nor from Madrid, nor from anywhere else, because those who understand Barcelona know that we don't recruit on a whim, but out of necessity and projection. And if one day we had to recruit a forward, it wouldn't be Rodrigo, that's for sure. Let him stay in his comfort zone, the lukewarm embraces of the Bernabeu, and the feigned applause. Here, what is demanded is true greatness, the kind that makes the hearts of the fans beat, the kind that inspires the young to dream bigger. And the funniest thing in all of this is that the white press itself knows it's a ridiculous subject. That's why they rushed to say that Madrid would never sell Rodrigo to Barcelona, as if we were begging for him. Seriously, they need to feel desired so badly. What a pity, because if this board has demonstrated one thing, it's that when it comes to recruiting, we do it with our heads. And Rodrigo, as incredible as it may seem to some, is not in Barcelona's plans, neither today nor tomorrow. So, Barcelona fans, let's open our eyes wide. Let's not fall for media provocations or baseless rumors. This club has a clear path, and this path does not involve saving what does not shine in Madrid. We've already done it once with Figo, and we know how that ended. No more mistakes, no more concessions. Our future is to look ahead with confidence, not at the neighbor with envy. We have our own path, our own way of doing things, and that's what makes us great. Leave me your opinion below. What do you think about this alleged news concerning Rodrigo? Do you think it makes sense for Barcelona to go for him? Me, Pedro, a Barcelona fan to the core, I say no, and I say it loud and clear. If you too are against this absurd operation, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your comment. Always FORÇA Barcelona.